Hi, I am Essence Revealed, and I believe that society has forced black women into these tiny little proper boxes, and that for the most part, we've all just accepted that that's just life and that's the way it's supposed to be, as opposed to living a life of joy and freedom. Um, I am now driving trucks. Yes, I've gone from actor to tractor, and I'll be documenting my journey as a new truck driver into financial independence and a life of freedom so that other black women over 40, I am 48 years old and a rookie truck driver, so that other black women over 40 can see that, fear of starting over or fear of what other people think, it's all just a lie. It's all just a lie. So, one of the ladies that inspired me that to become a truck driver. I watched a bunch of people on YouTube, and Naya New was one of the channels that I watched a lot. She taught me so much, and she was a young lady, and I thought, if this young lady could do it, then I can. And she had a video called "Trucking Changed My Life." And so I've been thinking about that as I'm, embarking on this new journey into YouTube and driving and, all of these things. And trucking is changing my life, and has changed my life in a few ways. I think I have 6 ways, all right? So the first way that trucking changed my life is it really emphasized to me the importance of working in silence, because I started telling some people that I was thinking about getting my CDL license, and immediately people would tell me about why they couldn't do it, why they wouldn't do it, the dangers of it, just like fear, 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 can't, deny, deny, deny. And that quickly made me realize that I should probably just work in silence. So I disappeared from social media. I before was very active on Facebook, on Instagram. I completely disappeared and went about my business of learning how to drive semi trucks. And, it wasn't easy because I didn't know anything about cars, even furthermore, having to learn all the parts of a semi truck inside and out. And it was challenging, talking about fear. There are a lot of people that think that I'm this fearless being. I'm scared all the time. I'm scared all the time. The thing about fear is that it doesn't have to stop us. um, how I even came to, you know, thinking of becoming a truck driver was when the world melted. I had been living off of residual income, and the contract had just been renewed, and then it was canceled as soon as they announced lockdown. And so I went from having a very comfortable income to no income. The government just decided I couldn't work, I couldn't go on sets. I couldn't do the one thing I'd been doing for 33 years of my life, 34. Most of my life, I've been, an actor and a performer. And all of a sudden, that was just taken away. And I was like, okay, no, I never will allow myself to be in this position again where someone can decide my livelihood. Trucks move America. Trucks are needed for everything. Guess what didn't get shut down during lockdown? Truck drivers. They did quite well, actually. I also became obsessed with learning more about the stock market and trading. So, trucking and trading, I was like, those two things, as long as I have that, no one will ever be able to tell me that I can't take care of myself ever again. So, I went to a trucking school. There are larger companies that have trucking schools, but I wouldn't really call them schools. They teach you the very basics of what you need to pass the CDL test. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. They don't care because there'll be another batch of you coming in. So the first place I went was a pretty big company, and it didn't work out. I left without my CDL. So I came back home and I went to a school where it was one on one instruction, and they actually cared about you learning how to drive this truck properly. So I did that. and I was able to get my CDL license there. But then there was the challenge of getting hired, right? So at this point, I've not been working for a couple of years. I'm living on air, angels, and Jesus, you know. Um, so I had to call and call and call and call companies to get hired. And I found a company that had a training program. So I lived in a trainer's truck. That's another story for another day for 2 months, and there were still things that I needed to work on as far as being a truck driver. This is all completely new to me. And every single trucking company has on their website, we treat our drivers like family. That, my friends, is a lie. They do not. They do not. They do not. So this company decided that they would not give me any further training and sent me along my way like family. So I'm back home now, and I'm calling and calling and calling. At this point, something had changed. Something had changed in the industry. Even the companies that were just hiring people 30, 40 at a time every week wanted experience. They needed people to have been in their own truck for 3 to 6 months. Every place I called over 100 companies. So this is why I say that, fearlessness is a lie. It doesn't exist. And this industry helped to prove to me that I can do something scared. Prove to me that I could deal with rejection as I have as an actor and still persevere. No rejection just means next. It just means next. So, I finally got through it, and I finally got hired by another company, and I finally got into my own truck, which is where I am now. Hi, this is Leroy, my truck. So tell me, has there been something that you've gone through where you were like, this is impossible, there's no way in life I'm going to make it through this? Tell me about it in the comments, because I feel like it would be really useful for other women to read about the challenges that others have had and the fact that they've gotten through it. Because I tell you, there were days where I didn't think that I was going to be able to get myself out of this one. But I did. So tell me in the comments about a time where you got through something impossible. Um, so trucking also is allowing me to go on this financial independence journey. I learned all this stuff about investing and trading, but I've never had a steady income. Trucking gives me a steady income. I get a check every week. I haven't had a check every week since 1999, because me working in offices was not good for my life. Me and, Rebecca and Sarah and them, it wasn't a mix. I was in the bathroom crying every day. It was not good for my mental health. It was not good for my spirit. It was not good for my soul. I just could not do it. So I just have not worked in an office since 1999. So trucking is allowing me to have a steady income without being in an office. Uh, the checks fluctuate. Some weeks are bigger, some weeks are smaller. But as someone who's never had one steady check, it's perfect for me, because what I do is I organize my investing and my savings plan into percentages. And we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I get a check every week. It's like exciting to me after 33 years of never knowing when the next check is going to come, never knowing when the next pay is going to come. So trucking has changed my life in that way for the positive. Wanderlust, that's what I was saying. I am a traveler. I kind of did life backwards in that I did whatever I wanted for the first 48 years of my life, which was performing and traveling the world. I like to say the greatest character I ever created as an actor was Essence Revealed, the burlesque performer. And I got to travel all over the world performing. Um, and so trucking is giving me a way to kind of satisfy that wanderlust, because I get to drive through places in America that never were even on my bucket list. And I get to see just how beautiful some places are that I never would have went were it not for trucking. Sometimes I'm driving down the street and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like a postcard. Like it's so beautiful. So trucking is allowing me to travel to places within the US that I never would have seen. And some of it is so beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful. It is also forcing me or giving me the opportunity to really, really focus in on staying healthy out here on this road because truck stop food is not healthy. And I can see, having been on a trainer's trucks for several months, how easy it is to get into the flow of eating in a truck stop. It's not healthy and it's not good for your pockets either. So, trucking is causing me to focus in on my health, eating healthy inside my truck, making meals for myself, finding ways to work out. I get my little dance on before I take a shower. I'm sure they hear the speaker going at the truck stop when I'm in my own bathroom at the truck stop. Yeah, I get my little dance workout in before I go take my shower. Or I do workouts here in the truck. I will do jumping jacks while I'm getting gas. Like I fit it in. So trucking has been a blessing in that it is forcing me to focus on my health, and that is important. Especially, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I gotta focus on these things. Um, Trucking has given me a practice of giving myself grace and embracing imperfection. I am someone who has had success at almost everything that I've tried. I work really hard. I study really hard. If I want to learn something, I'm going to keep going until I get it. And there are just things in trucking that they just can't teach you in school. You just learn while you're out here on the road. And I have made so many rookie mistakes. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video about some of the rookie mistakes that I've made already. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Maybe I'll make a video about that. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share so that you can go with me on this journey as well. The last thing I'll say is that trucking has changed my life in a way that I am also have a practice of breathing deeply because it's very easy to find yourself gripping a wheel and not really breathing. And so I often remind myself to breathe all the way down into my diaphragm and to release the muscles and tension in my body because I don't need it. There's no reason. I know how to drive the truck. Now going backwards, that's still something I'm working on, but I can move this thing forward. Me and Leroy, we can head on up the road with ease. There's no reason to have all that tension going on. So breathing, that would be the sixth way that trucking has changed my life. So I'm looking at my notes, yes, because this is my first video. So that's what we doing. So yeah, the 6 ways that trucking has changed my life is that I learned the power of working in silence so that other people's fears do not butt heads with my own fear that I'm working through to get things done. It is allowing me a path to financial independence. I never thought that I would retire. I just figured I'd perform until death do us part. Had no plan on retiring. And so now I'm actually on a journey for financial independence where after I do this, I'm not going to have to work for anyone ever again. So like, subscribe, and share. Follow along on that journey because I'll show you how I'm doing it. Wanderlust. I get to travel and see places that most people probably don't, and see beautiful things as I'm driving down the road. I practice embracing imperfection and giving myself grace, practicing imperfection and giving myself grace. My therapist had to remind me that I'm making rookie mistakes because I'm a rookie. I don't like learning curves. I really hate learning curves. If I want to know how to do something, I should just be able to wake up and know how to do it. So, yeah, I've had to embrace imperfection. I've had to embrace giving myself grace and, not having so much harsh critic talk in my mind, like I know a lot of us do. And it is allowing me to put a focus on eating healthy, working out while I'm out here on this road. That's five. Working in silence, financial independence, wanderlust, practicing embracing imperfections. Oh, breathing deeply. That is the sixth one. Allowing me a space so that I can have a practice of several times throughout the day to remember to inhale and exhale deeply and not just have like tenseness in my body and in my breathing. So, if you are a woman who is interested in these kinds of things, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can follow along on this journey as I go forward from actor to tractor, being a rookie truck driver at 48 years old on my journey to financial independence and a life of freedom. I'll see you in the next video.